having a hard time. Come get it, don't.
What's going on, guys? It is Jamie, and welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. This week we're going to talk about some current news. We're going to do a little bit of thrifting, and I'm going to share with you some things that sold for me recently. I've had a really busy week, so I'm just kind of mix all this into one video. I thought that would be kind of fun anyway. So let's start off with some reseller news. So starting February 2024, Vinted Canada is closing. I don't know how many of you guys that watch this channel actually sell on that platform. I've sold on it since January, maybe just before January last year. I will throw up just for, just so you can see the numbers that I have sold on it. It's one of the ones that I've been tracking this year. I've been tracking Vinted, and I've also been tracking Etsy because these were my first full year selling on them, and I wanted to just see what kind of profit I was making. And yeah, I think it's been pretty decent. If it was the only platform I was selling on, it would not be good at all, honestly. But just for some extra income, I think it's pretty good. So I will miss out a little bit. Will I substitute that with something else, like maybe Vinted.com, and then I would have to do cross-border shipping, just like Poshmark.com. So the American Poshmark, it's a possibility. I did just start doing Depop again, so I mean, Depop could supplement Vinted. Are you even worried about it? Is Vinted the only platform you're selling on it? Let me know down below. I highly doubt it. I'm thinking if they're closing down, it's not, a super well, like, it's not a high used marketplace, right? Like, I think it's pretty good, but do I think it's great? Apparently not. They're obviously not thinking so if they're shutting it down, right? And I believe Poshmark did something like this in other countries that weren't really performing well either. So is it a big surprise? Probably not. The big three, I think, here in Canada are always going to be, or currently are, eBay, Etsy, Amazon, if you want to do FBA, or, you can do whatever. You don't have to do FBA. You can fulfill stuff yourself as well, I guess. And obviously Poshmark's pretty big as well here. So, those are really the ones you want to stick to. I don't do Amazon anymore. I still do have a seller's account. I just find the fees and everything crazy, and the return rates are high, and it just wasn't for me. The three that I'm going to stick with, obviously eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark, those are my top three. If I add anything else, it will just sort of be, for a little bit of extra income. I always have dabbled in Facebook Marketplace, which for me is just local sales. I think that's pretty normal. I do add that into my income at the end of the year, but we don't talk about it a lot on the channel. All right, so let's start off with a couple things that sold on eBay. First, I sold a jersey. Now, this wasn't your typical CCM jersey or Reebok's jersey or Nike jersey, anything like that. It was a hockey jersey. It's not really branded with like an official brand. I think it had like an NHL something tag. So this is sort of like kind of a knockoff jersey, but not really. I assume it probably came from like maybe a Walmart or a Kmart or a Target or something like that. That kind of store. It was a Montreal Canadiens jersey. I think it says like Canadiens hockey on it. I did find a similar one online. I think it was on Etsy that I could kind of like, basically get a price of what I thought mine would sell for. And it sold for $54 plus shipping on eBay. I was pretty happy with that, to be honest. I picked it up at the Goodwill bins. It wasn't even like in a fresh bin. It was just an old bin that I was digging in, to kill some time. I found it and I'm like, why did nobody pick this up? It kind of looks like a sweater in a lot of ways. So it's sort of like a sweater jersey, but it's definitely jersey material. I would still call it a jersey. I do think it was really cool, and it did sell for $54. And like I said, picking it up at the Goodwill bins, I'm only into it really just a couple of dollars. Next, I sold a pair of shoes. They are Under Armour. I think they're called like Hover Phantom 2, something like that. I'll throw it up on screen in case I'm wrong. It's something like that. I didn't really know much about these shoes. I went into Salvation Army one day and they put out all brand new shoes. I think the day before, actually, I seen them clearing out all the shoes, like they were emptying the shelf. So I thought, I'm going to go back in and see what I can find. I found 5 or 6, maybe 7 pairs of shoes that day. These were a pair of them. I paid $6 for them. I didn't even look them up. I just thought for $6, these Under Armour shoes are probably going to be worth around 25 or 30. So I just grabbed them. Pretty happy when I went home. I seen actually the new ones are selling for like $120, 190, 120, right around there. And the used ones, there are only a couple used ones sold, and they're anywhere between 60 and $30. I think I listed mine high 50s and accepted a best offer of $42 plus shipping. I'm pretty happy with that. I did minimal cleaning. I just gave them a wipe down. I took a wire brush and brushed out a little bit of dirt in the bottoms, but they weren't dirty at all. I would have spent like 3 to 4 minutes a shoe cleaning them up. Took some simple pictures and they sold pretty quickly for $42. So pretty happy with that one. All right, so I went to 5 different thrift stores today, didn't find a single thing. I thought for sure I'd find something that was worthwhile to show you that I could flip online. No, sometimes that's just the way it goes. So what we're gonna do instead, I'm gonna just go in the house and I'm gonna show you some of my favorite things that I've picked up recently off camera. So they're gonna be basically my favorite pickups from the last week or so. So here we go. What are you doing, Leo? So I'm going to share with you guys a couple jerseys here. This is a Detroit Red Wings jersey here. I'm trying to get some distance so I can show it a little better. This particular one does not have a date. It's got a little cracking in the graphic, but it is a vintage starter, size large on the vintage tag, blank back. Really cool find. I only paid, I think, $11 for this. I actually had a hard time finding any listed, even listed or sold of this particular jersey right here. I just listed it for $84, given other jerseys that are similar to this. I think it's cool. I think it's unique. I think I'll probably get close to the $84. This was another Goodwill pickup. It's a vintage CCM Toronto Maple Leafs jersey. It's yellow. It is a blank back as well. This one I did find a few listed. It's got a few little marks on the back as well. I don't think I found a sold of this one, but I did list mine for $65. I think I'll probably get around that too. It is a nice jersey. Like I said, there are a few little marks here on the back, but I don't think it'll affect the value. I sold a vintage Budweiser denim jacket. Now this one, the actual tag was the Labatt's, so this is definitely from, I think probably London, Ontario, based off of, you know, this Labatt's in London, Ontario, and I think they co-brew for Budweiser. I think, could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure anyway. So it has a Labatt's tag. This thing is embroidered. I only seen a couple listed on eBay lower, but I listed mine anyway on eBay and Etsy, and I think across all platforms for about $69 and change. And that's what I got. I got $69 for this on Etsy. I paid $11 for this, I think, at Onward Thrift in Tillsonburg just last week. So it did sell really quick. It did have a flaw as well. Like, besides just being, you know, vintage and a little distressed, it actually, where it buttons up, one of the it was kind of split on where one of the buttons would button up. So I did take a picture of that and mention it in the listing, but still sold really quick. And even though the listings on eBay were all very low, the ones I could find were like $20-$30, something like that. I thought, no, this is way cooler than that, and listed it what I thought was appropriate. Like, this isn't a jacket you see everywhere. There's not tons of them listed, so I listed it high, and it still sold pretty quick for me on Etsy. So next we have 2 Poshmark sales, one from Canada, one from the US, but they both came from the Goodwill bins. First one, Poshmark Canada, we sold a hat. It was Nightmare Before Christmas, new with tags. Was a Disney hat. This came from the bins, probably paid 10 cents, something like that. Not very much at all. It is by weight at Goodwill bins, obviously. And yeah, $20. So that's about $16 roughly is what I would get after fees. Pretty decent. Obviously, we have to minus the 10 cents, 20 cents, whatever I paid for that. So that was a good one. So this is also a Goodwill bins pickup. It was a hoodie. So I probably paid like $1 or $2 for it. Not very much. This one is Valone, I think is how you pronounce it, and it's a cross with Fragment, I believe. I will throw it up on the screen so you can see exactly what it is. It is a cropped hoodie, a men's cropped hoodie. When I looked this up at the bins, this brand in particular can go for like $150, $200 used. There's comps all over the place. Being that this is a men's kind of cropped sweater, it was harder to sell. I do believe it to be real just because the tag is like die cut and looks professionally done. Like, it's a very detailed tag, where some of the fakes you see kind of just look like a generic, like Fruit of the Loom or like a heavyweights tag or something. So I think this one is legit. It sold for $70 US, which is, I just looked it up, it's about $93 Canadian. So pretty decent considering I picked this up out of the bins. I had it listed higher, and when I did a delist relist just a month ago, I lowered the price and thought, hey, if I can get sort of around this ballpark, I'll be happy. And I did. Like I said, $70 US, pretty happy with this one. So last Thursday, me and my wife were in Goodwill, and she said, hey, look over there. I know exactly what that is. And it was Figment. It's a little hand puppet. He's really cute. It does have the original tags here from Disneyland. And if we look at his butt, it has the Disneyland, Disney World tag right there. There's also a little bit of something going on. There's some staining there. Another condition issue is one of his toes is a little mangled, but the rest of him is pretty decent. Like, the eyes are great. There's no real issues with the body except for, you know, the little stain there, which I did not try to clean up, and the missing toe piece. Now, some people love the Figment ride at Epcot. Some people hate it. I think it's fun and interesting. It's not a great ride, but it is fun and interesting, and we always go on it. There's never a huge line. I really like this guy. Figment, it's one of those things that you could see getting pulled out of Disney, much like I believe they just are about to pull E.T. out of Universal Studios. So, you know, this guy's pretty collectible. I couldn't find an exact one. There are lots listed. There are true vintage ones, and they're listed at all different prices. I took a chance, listed this guy for $84. I paid $3 and change for him, so not very much money. Listed for $84. I already have three watchers, a bunch of views. Figured I'd share one more with you. These are a pair of Air Max 95s. So look at the colors on these things. They are unbelievable. The other one, the little speckles on the toe are worn off just slightly. This shoe is in a slightly better condition, but other than that, they're pretty nice. I think they're from like 2018 or something like that, somewhere around there anyway. They sell for around 80 bucks. I picked these up locally at Goodwill for, I think, between $8 to $10 just last week. Hopefully they sell fast. They're a really cool colorway. I think they're like men's 9.5. Nice shoe. Pretty happy with that. I wish I could find these Air Max all the time. Usually if I find these in bigger stores or in cities, they want 20, 30, 40 bucks. So finding this for, you know, the $8 to $10 mark, pretty good. All right, so I'm starting to wind down now for the day. I've done a lot of running around. I did go to a lot of thrift stores, even though I didn't find anything. I'm gonna get some shipping done though, because tomorrow morning I'm going to my cross-border shipper. So the least amount I have to do tomorrow when I wake up, the better. Other than that, it's just gonna be a quiet evening. Probably gonna eat some dinner, maybe play some Call of Duty after that. Go to bed early. Thursday's a big day for me, always. You know, like, you never really do know where you're going to go out. When you go out to find stuff, it doesn't mean you're going to find stuff. So don't get discouraged. I know you might watch videos like this if you're new and think, hey, I go out and I don't find anything. That happens to everybody. That's not uncommon. You know, when you turn videos on like this, sometimes you see somebody pick up, you know, quality item after quality item. You don't know how many stores they went to and didn't find a single thing. You know, today I went to 5 stores in 3 different small towns. Didn't find anything. Still had a really nice day. Very happy with it overall. But anyways, guys, like I said, I got some shipping to do, got some editing to do possibly as well, and some Call of Duty. So till next time, guys, take care, stay safe. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.